Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I know it's been a while. I've had some issues that I had to deal with, but now I'm back and I'm going to be as consistent as possible. So today we're going to talk about how we quit or stop bad habits. And we know the old saying that goes, our old habit die hard. And that's because of our human nature that we tend to like things that is not so good for us because of how our brain works with the reward system. So I'm going to dissect into that as well. So again, thank you so much for tuning in. We're going to get started now. Firstly, we want to figure out why we started that bad habit in the first place. There are many reasons why people start habits. One, peer pressure. A lot of the times when you're around certain people, you want social acceptance, you would do things that they would tell you to do, right? It happens a lot with teens and adolescents especially. Now, another reason is out of curiosity. Some people start doing things because they're curious. Sometimes your parents may say, hey, don't smoke, don't drink, don't do this, and you just want to try it. You see a million people being affected by it, but you still want to try it. I don't know what in the world causes us to do that, but we do it. Sometimes these bad habits are a means of escape from what our current reality is. We start drinking, smoking, consuming too much sugary items, unhealthy items, and other things like probably habitual sexual intercourse and so forth. There are a lot of other bad habits that we pick up that is really not good for us. We pick up those things because we are dealing with underlying issues that we're not unpacking. So that can be a reason as well. Another reason is that you may be seeing it in your circle, your family member, friends. Well, we spoke about peer pressure, but this one is directly speaking about you experiencing it while growing up in your life, in your childhood. You're seeing your parents doing it or your siblings, so it can affect you as well, right? So as I said, the first thing was to ask yourself why you started that habit in the first place. Now the second thing that you want to do is to figure out why you want to stop. That is very important. If you don't figure out why you want to stop, you will never stop. Believe me. If you haven't figured out why, you would never stop. So why is it affecting you professionally? Because a lot of these bad habits do affect you professionally. It affects your relationships with not just romantically, but with your family, with your friends, with your colleagues, with your neighbors. Sometimes these do affect relationship with other people. Another reason you may want to stop is because it may be diminishing how you see yourself in the future. It may be affecting your future goals and aspirations. You may have good things planned for yourself, but the habit that you have is keeping you drained. It's keeping your pockets empty. It is keeping your health bound, so you can't do what you really want to do. Another reason is because it makes you feel helpless or bound. A lot of people don't like to feel like their freedom is being compromised. They want to feel free. They don't want to feel as though some substance or some food item or some drink is keeping them so controlled that they can't say no. It makes you feel helpless and hopeless. So some people may want to stop just because of that. Some people also want to stop because it's began to affect their health and their appearance. Physical appearance, although it's not the most important aspect of life, it is also a very important aspect, because when you see someone, the first thing you see is their face and their body. So a lot of these habits do affect the way you look. Moving on to what is the reason why you keep doing it? If you have so much figured out why you want to stop, then you need to ask yourself, why are you doing it still? You figured out that there are so many adverse effects, but you're still doing it. So let's figure out why. A few reasons. You may be trying to escape from your reality, as we spoke about earlier, right? You enjoy in the moment feeling. And it also may be fitting to certain social settings. Yeah, you go to a party, you feel like you have to indulge in some liquor intake because you wouldn't seem to fit in. If you drink some water or a non-alcoholic, people will make fun, they will start laughing, they will start probably, if you're a guy, they may start saying, oh, you're acting like a girl. I don't know why people, they don't even know if you have kidney problems. They just be, you gotta think on your own, okay? Here's a fact as to why you may actually be indulging in poor habits like smoking, drinking, eating unhealthily, because our brain is focused on reward, right? So addictive substances like alcohol, smoking, sugary foods, they hit our reward system, right, much harder than natural rewards. And when I say natural rewards, I'm talking about things like going for a walk, a run, going to the gym, doing something fun with a friend, or actually achieving a goal that you've been working on, right? So those things also give you reward. It works on a reward system, but not as hard as what we discussed previously, like drugs, alcohol, sugary foods, unhealthy, all these things. Now, people sometimes say, you know what, we'll die anyway, so why try to get rid of bad habits? Something's gotta kill you. But you know what I say? I say, while you're living, try to live the best quality of life possible. No matter that you're gonna die one day. As a matter of fact, you're only dying one day. All the other days, you're alive. So for all the other days that you're alive, try to do the best that you can do to live the best quality of life possible. Yeah? It has become clear over the last few decades that indulging in certain activities like heavy smoking of tobaccos, alcohol consumptions, unhealthy eating like overeating, and consumption of sugar, salt, these things lead to serious health consequences, right? It affects your heart. You end up getting cardio diseases, cerebral diseases, kidney diseases, gastric ulcers, various types of cancers, particularly those of the head, the neck, the esophagus, even the birth defects, and other medical problems, right? It also lowers your chances of having fulfilling relationships, right? Both romantically and with family. It reduces your lifespan, right? It causes social setbacks, mostly due to your decline in physical appearance and sometimes even unpleasant body odors, right? In addition, it lowers your focus on goals because most times the brain is too busy being focused on a desire that it wants now rather than a task like a classwork or something that you have to accomplish around the home, or maybe inside of the home, right? So we now see three things: why we started, why we want to stop, and what causes us to continue it. Actually four, because it also tells us the effects that will happen if we continue. So now, for the juice of the matter, if you truly decide to weigh the pros and the cons and you decide it's not worth it, I want to stop, here are going to be 7 things, just 7 things I am going to give you full proof that's going to work. The first thing you start doing, reducing. Some people are very good, they can just stop cold turkey. If you can do that, do that. But most times it's best to reduce, right? Whatever you're doing, whatever you decided you want to stop, reduce it. Next, you're going to avoid going to the places that triggers those desires. If you know you like to eat unhealthy, please stay away from the places. If you like to drink and smoke and you know you need to stop, stay away from going and hang out. Don't do so many hangouts on the weekends anymore. Very importantly, don't be too hard on yourself and over obsess about that wanting to stop. When you over obsess about, I can't eat this, I can't do this, I can't drink this, it draws you more towards that thing. So you don't want to be over obsessing about stopping. You made that decision in your mind and you're going to act towards it. You're not going to overly obsess over it. One of the very important things as well, and that's where that causes people to withdraw and go back to their habit, is that they do not replace that habit with something new. You do have to replace your habit. Remember, the reason why you started in the first place, it could have been because you had a void that you wanted to fill, right? It could be because you were not dealing with something. So now you start dealing with that thing. Even if you have to go to therapy or counseling to find out what makes you, what is it that you're hiding, start dealing with it. What I say also, replace it with good habits. Like, now you're going to replace all the snacks with some fruits or some vegetables. Now you're going to go for a walk or a run, or you'll visit a friend, you'll go and do an outdoor game, you'll cook something from scratch, you'll clean your room, you'll work on a new project, you'll do something around the house, you'll set and start a new goal, you'll probably work on a business plan, you'll start taking care or over obsessed on your appearance. It's best you do that. Yeah. So there are some things that I've given to you that you can do as opposed to continuously drinking or smoking. You can make yourself more productive by doing other things that is more beneficial in the long run. Another thing I would want you to do, envision yourself as a non-drinker, a non-smoker, a healthy person. Start envisioning yourself as that person, because if you keep coming back to where you are now or where you were, you may just want to quit your journey of quitting. Yeah, if you want, you can see it and you believe it, you can achieve it. Absolutely. And there will be no return, because once you cross over, you will never want to go back. I'm telling you, it's my personal story. Once you cross over and you go to the other side of that bad habit, you will never, ever want to go back. As a matter of fact, whenever you try to go back there, it feels foreign to you. It's like you probably ask yourself, like, how did I used to do that in the first place? Have you ever realized that you dated someone maybe some years ago, and then when you've grown and developed and you go back to that place and you think, wow, how? Like, why? It's exactly the same feeling, honestly. If you fail, or if you fail, because you don't really fail, you actually just learn, just keep starting over and over and over again, and again. Don't give up. The journey, you're going to fall, you're going to get up. It's like a child that is a newborn that is trying to walk. Eventually they're going to fall, but they're going to get up, and they're going to fall again, and they're going to get up. And as the Bible says, if you fall 8 times, you're going to get back up all 8 times. So just keep trying. Don't be over criticizing yourself, and don't feel like you can't do it. Just go back up on the journey, and you'll be fine. And lastly, make sure that you pray and ask God to help you, because a lot of things that we try to do with our own strength, we can't. We need a higher power to help us. And make sure that you have accountability partners. I have so many accountability partners. Like, I can't grab a snack in peace. I can't even go to KFC without somebody saying, wait, Sherry, is that you there? I'm like, let me breathe though. But it's very good, because it may seem as the person is bothering you, harassing you, but in the long run, it's really good. So make sure that you tell somebody, hey, look, someone good, that is someone that's not going to say, oh, you shouldn't stop. Someone that's going to say, yeah, that's really good. I'm wanting to see that you stop. They're going to keep you accountable, and don't be upset with them, because they're helping you on your journey. You know, don't be upset with them. So that's all for today, guys. I'm very happy. Please, in the comment below, can you put something that you think that we can also do to help, and what maybe that I'm missing, or what do you agree with? All right, so take care. See you.